Stone's a beautiful canal town in Staffordshire. There's so much going on here and an incredible community spirit, and I fell in love with the place when I moved here in 2002. I'm a journalist by trade, and 4 years ago I wanted to create an online space to bottle this town's community spirit and activity. I wanted to share news and information about all the stuff that goes on here and to really connect people who live in Stone, something totally dedicated to the town. So a little bit of Stone was born, and we've come a long way.
I'd heard about crowdfunding on two levels really. One by just picking up on projects in the news. You know, you get those high profile ones that get media coverage, so I was aware of crowdfunding. And then I'd supported a couple of projects myself, sort of creative projects in Staffordshire. And I just loved the concept of it, that real supportive way of getting a project to fruition. So it was the perfect fit for us. Before crowdfunding, we were funded mainly by little bits of advertising. When I first set the site up, I never thought about ever having any advertising or income generation, but after about 6 months businesses were approaching us. So from quite early on, the site's always had that kind of commercial side, always very small and needing to be expanded, but it's always kind of been there. We'd had all these people that visit the website, all the social media, and that had been growing, you know, gradually over the 4 years. So we knew we had a crowd. And then the thing I love about crowdfunding is that it just gets people behind the project. So we're very much community based, and we wanted to kind of people to get behind the site and to galvanise people behind what we were doing. We chose our crowdfunding platform very carefully. We did a lot of research and looked at the giants like Kickstarter and Indiegogo and some others, but the one we settled on and the one that seemed to fit with us perfectly was Crowdfunder. They're UK based and very much kind of with a community focus. Just a quick look around their website at the projects, there's a lot of community projects, and we were really impressed by the fact that we got a coach who worked with us throughout the whole process, you know, which was such a help. The work started 3 months before our go live date, and it was very much a kind of spreading the word, getting people interested, making sure that local businesses that are sort of key community supporters knew about it and knew about when it was going to launch, and trying really hard to sort of keep that under the radar. So it was very much, I mean, we had a communication plan really. It got down to that level. We had rewards for individuals, so that someone could give £10 or £25 or whatever it was. And then we also had much more of a business focus as well. And it was, to be honest, it was the hardest bit of the whole thing, was deciding on those rewards, how to pitch them, to get something that was a little bit different, to try and be creative. It's always good with a crowdfunding campaign to just keep some stuff back. So some local businessman very kindly offered us some helicopter flights over Stone that we kind of dropped in after a few weeks, just to keep the momentum going really. The response to the campaign was quite staggering. We got to 50% of our target. We'd set a target of £15,000, which, even saying it now, sounds, it's a huge amount of money, and I'm amazed that we succeeded. But on day one, you know, we'd hit, I think it was 8,500. A lot of it driven through through businesses, but individuals as well. We need to have streams of income. So we've got a number that we've set up, looking at advertising and promotion packages. We're looking at some partnerships with businesses and others. And there's a lot of things that we're investigating to kind of make sure that in kind of, well, the end of 2015, when the crowdfunding money's gone, that there's income in place to continue growing the site and delivering what we've been doing for what will then be for over 5 years. I'd say to anyone who is interested in looking at crowdfunding is not to enter into it lightly. I was staggered by the amount of work that it takes. You know, as I said earlier, it took us 3 months of work to get the campaign right, to get the messages right. It really was like a full-on communications campaign, you know. And then I think you need a plan to sustain the campaign, because ours ran for 42 days, which is a long, long time to keep something going and active and to keep people interested in it. So we're now looking at doing a lot more stuff, a lot more content, going into a lot of areas that we've never had the time to do before. So we've got the time and the space to grow the site, to really extend what we do, and also to look at making it truly sustainable.